Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a new Line 6 Helix tutorial to show you. This is how to dial in a Dumble Steel String Singer style preset. Now, for those of you who know what a Steel String Singer is, it's a really high headroom, super clean, big, bold sounding, percussive amp. Now I was lucky enough to borrow one, not a real Dumble, but an Amplified Nation Steel String Singer, and I've captured it a bunch using my Fractal, Tonex, Kemper, and have found a really good setting to where I can replicate it now in the Helix. Now that amp in particular, it's really special mainly for the high headroom and the big bold cleans, but it has this kind of overdriven characteristic to it. It sustains a lot. The magic happens in the cathode follower. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's basically part of the power section, and it's kind of limiting the characteristics of what a overdriven amp would do, if that makes sense, but it's converting it into like a clean sound. So it's almost like there is a compressor, but it's not squashing your tone, it's just kind of expanding it and it's sustaining it. It's really amazing, makes it super percussive as well, so the note snaps right back at you. I'm going to show you how to dial that in today using a couple workarounds. Now, this preset in particular, it's available on my website, johnconashiroguitar.com, and there's a special IR that comes with it. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you the workaround preset, but also how you can dial it in for some stock cabs. Now, I'll tell you that the IR really is magic, and I used to not be a believer in IRs, mainly because it's such a rabbit hole, but I found some really good ones, and they're amazing. So these are some 2-rock IRs, and if you purchase my preset, you can get this IR with it. And the stock cabs are great too, but just there's this extended low end that you're gonna miss. Available for the Helix and HX Stomp XL as well. So let's go ahead and dive into HX Edit right now, and I'm gonna show you how to dial this thing in. All right, so here we are in HX Edit right now. I'm running my Helix floor straight into Logic Pro, and then there's nothing else in terms of post-processing going on. Everything you hear is just using the Helix as the audio interface. So dialed everything using my Mic Lowell SX Custom. Been using this one a ton. This is a really special one because these pickups have been rewound. They are custom made by them, and now they are like a legit like 63 Strat style pickup, like the same type of wire, scatter wind going on, wax potting. What else do they got going on? The resistance, it's amazing. These are big sounding, but they're not like crazy high output. They're like kind of in that low output, medium-ish. They're just great. But this is the guitar I use to dial this in. So taking a look right here, as you can see on this column, I have 3 different ones, and I'm going to kind of show you a little bit of what's going on here. When it says IR, that is using the IR that's included with this preset on my website. When it says stock, we're using stock cabs. When it says Stomp, that's just a modified version for the Stomp users. So let's go ahead and take a look at the amp section. So this is basically right here, your amp cab section. We have the Grammatico GSG preamp. So you're going to want to make sure to go to the preamp right here. And then this is the settings. So really what we're trying to do, we're trying to use this Dumble style preamp in front of this guy. This is the Ampeg SVT on the normal, which is kind of acting as the power section, and that's kind of what a Steel String Singer is based on. Howard Dumble used Ampeg power section, I believe, for kind of the whole basis of the Steel String Singer. And here are the settings. Nothing really down here. I think I might have turned the sag down just so we can get a really tight feel to it. And then definitely at the end, no, I didn't, sorry. IR, you want to have the IR. It's included, and I did do a little bit of low cut, a little bit of high cut too, and then you want to make sure to bring up the level quite a bit. Let's go ahead and turn this guy off, and this guy, and here's kind of how it sounds, just kind of bone dry. So it does sound great, but where the magic happens, it is adding the dynamic ambience as kind of a room sound. That's what I'm going for. So copy these settings here. Let's make sure trails are on. And then I'm going to turn on this dynamic call. Copy the settings here. And let's go turn on the trails too. Okay, let's play a little bit. Maybe some John Mayer stuff. Okay, so reason why I play slow dancing and burn room so much on this channel, especially for these kinds of presets, is because that is a type of riff that I just know really well in my head, like the tones and stuff, and I can replicate it easily, kind of the same way, the same feel, quite a bit, so I can dial in presets accordingly. Let's go ahead and turn on this Bucket Brigade, acting kind of like the Way Huge Octopus, but I like to put things post amp so it's not reacting too much with the overdrives and causing any of that analog drive type stuff. But here are the settings. Let's turn these guys off. You can hear kind of the slapback going on. Okay, something special about the Steel String Singer is that low end, so you're going to hear it right now when I do a little bit of a rake. It's beefy, it's really deep sounding. So let's go ahead and start looking at the drives. So there's 4 snapshots here. You can make this your own if you want, but here's the Minotaur, the Klon. It does that thing. It's got a really nice mid-range to it. It's not super pokey. Let's go to the TS. And here are the settings for that. Not always a huge fan of the Scream 808 in the Helix, but this one works really well. So let's check it out. Sounds great. Let's go to the solo, and it's just stacking those two. So we have the Minotaur at the end, and we get something that sounds like this. let's do a little something else. Let's all right, so now that you got a taste of what it sounds like with the IR, let's go ahead and do a little bit of back and forth between that and the stock one. So let's click on that right now. Same settings for the overdrives. I believe these are the same settings. They should be. So it looks like I did change a little bit, and that's based on kind of what's going on right here in the cabs. So copy these settings for the Grammatico GSG preamp. Then go to the Ampeg SVT normal. Here are the settings. And then I think right here, we're gonna do a dual cab setup. So these are those EVs, the 1x12 open cast and the 1x12 Cali extended cab. I used the 160 ribbon on this guy. And then give it a level bump. I did 2.6, looks like. Then the 1x12 Cali extended cab, use the 121 ribbon just to fill out the low end some more. Copy the settings here. Again, had to do a little bit of that level bump as well. Same settings on the reverbs and the delay. And here's what we got. I will kind of go back and forth. I might step on the Helix floor just so it's a little bit cleaner of a transition for you. Okay, so there is a difference, especially in the low end. There's maybe not as much depth to the low end. Oh yeah, and looks like I did add a 0.8 dB bump at the end of the chain as well. I did find that if you start adding in low end in the Ampeg and in the preamp, it's going to start to get kind of flubby, so you want to make sure to tame that somehow. But let's go ahead and check this out. All right, so there's the one with the stock cabs, and then let's move over to the Stomp version. And the Stomp version is exactly the same as the full Helix floor one that says IR. The Stomp version does come with the custom IR, except the end of the chain right here is a different kind of reverb. Now it's pretty stinking close to the dynamic hall that I used. I tried to match it as best as I could, but it's mainly because with these three blocks going on, you're taking up a lot of DSP. So let's just take a quick listen. I'll run through all the different snapshots. So yeah, I feel like the hall reverb, the legacy one, works really well for this type of thing. Honestly, I'm not hearing much of a difference, maybe just a little bit more richer reverb on the dynamic one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer all three of these as a download in my website, including the IR, so you can customize that to however you like with the low cuts and all that stuff. Copy it from this video if you want to, but just know that if you ask me just to send you the IR, I can't do that. This is an IR from Quartone Captures, and they allowed me to use this for my website. And that's really generous of them because this is a really, really awesome IR. Hope you got a lot out of this tutorial. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And I'm hoping to have more Helix content coming out very soon. Take care, everyone.